This matters now to Washington as they look to Vladimir Putin. Who does President Obama speak to when he speaks today or tomorrow on Ukraine and Crimea?
Well, he talks to his European partners for sure. He talks to Angela Merkel, who Germany has huge stakes in terms of the business relationship, the economic relationship with Russia, but also perhaps more the loudest voice in Europe that might actually be able to affect Vladimir Putin. But I think they were already planning to take the next step here, Tom, in terms of sanctions, because they saw this coming. They saw annexation coming, but they were hoping that Russia would step back from the ledge. And we will need to wait to see exactly what he says in terms of the timetable here. Does he offer any sort of opportunity here for diplomacy short of full annexation? And so far we haven't.
In your world, I was thunderstruck the other day of how Ukraine drifted off the front of the headline pages, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and the others. Is Washington an isolationist Washington?
It's becoming a more isolationist Washington, and this is something that you see particularly within the Republican Party right now, a great debate over the role the United States should play on the world stage. You know, I just sat down and had a long conversation with Marco Rubio, and he has sort of distinguished himself in recent weeks as one of the potential 2016 candidates who wants a robust U.S. role in the world. Contrast that with Rand Paul, contrast that to some extent with Ted Cruz as well.
Does the president have to get on an airplane? That's what presidents do in their second term, isn't it? Does he need to dial 1-800-ORBITS and get the plane over to the continent?
One of the things that
How come you get the junkets and I don't? That's what I'm really asking.
One of the things you do when you're president of the United States is you travel around the world, and oftentimes you're already scheduled to travel around the world. The president's going to Europe next week. He's going for a nuclear summit that had been planned for weeks. He's going to be in the Netherlands. He's going to meet with all of his European counterparts. He's going to be seen on European soil. You know, does he take a side trip somewhere? We'll have to wait and see, but I'm not sure he needs to.
Very quickly, how's Secretary Kerry doing? How is he doing in the eyes of a greater Washington?
You know, Secretary Kerry has been arguably the busiest man in Washington. The guy is on a plane 24/7. He's got all these hot spots. The same day he's dealing with Ukraine, he's meeting with Mahmoud Abbas in Washington. Very busy, very active, a prominent role for a guy who wanted this job. The question a lot of people in Washington have, is he getting anything done? He's on the front lines of all these fights, but does he have success for any one of them? Whether it's Iran, whether it's Middle East, whether it's Ukraine.
Peter Cook, thank you so much.